So welcome back guys to another SCPH replay. This time will be a TVT on an oldie but a goodie. It is gonna be Acropolis in this scenario. Aw, you too, man. You too. But first things first, let's introduce our players here on the top left. It is gonna be the red Terran, that is Aguiluz. Look at that unicorn with unicorn liquid. On the flip side though, on the bottom right, it is going to be the blue Terran of GaryLau. That actually sounds like a real name. GaryLau is a real sounding name. And we are going to see double refinery again from a Terran. What is this double refinery opening is something I just don't know about. Or is it just something that I feel that lower league players end up going for just to make sure that their gas is good to go. This does mean they're using extra workers. And look at that. This is so low on that mineral count. Aguiluz in the meantime, they'll be looking for one still SCVs. Of course, will be working as hard as they can. Barracks now being built here for both sides. And both of them will go for a standard wall. So, but Aguiluz will have more minerals in the back. In the meantime, GaryLau will look to go for higher tiers of tech perhaps at the cost of a slower start. Having less minerals means you're going to get that second a little later. But we'll see if either side will go for that expansion to begin with. Anyway, Aguiluz is going to go for the scouts. We'll be able to spot out pretty much everything he wants to see. Sees the two refineries good to go. In the meantime, Reaper Tech here and now from Aguiluz to get a little bit of that poke action going. So yeah, it is seeing that two refinery. It is going to be that factory instantaneously. And that's what we were talking about before. Like, okay, two gas means you're going to be potentially on this one base. Like we saw this before on the previous TBT game in Nightshade. We saw... what's his name? The all caps guy. He decided, okay, I'm gonna go for 2 gas, get that early factory. So basically, earlier mech into this scenario, because with that gas, you're able to produce this building to begin with. Aguiluz, in the meantime, knows his SCV is gone for the count. Will be trapped with everyone else. Refinery, Reaper rather, gonna go for the pokes. We'll get that takedown. And in the meantime, it seems like it is going to be Aguiluz going for a standard play factory. Oh no, it's not going to be factory. It is going to be a barracks as well. And it is going to be the 2 barracks opening on 1 base, 2 base. Trying to build things up. Bio is going to be the name of the game. Marines are going to be funneled in. And by this point in time, Aguiluz can actually set up with a bunker on that second. Make sure everything is safe and sound. And even though we are going to get the factory and we are looking for that second refinery. So an opportunity here for Aguiluz to look for the build up as well. Still though, he doesn't have max saturation here for his main base. It seems like GaryLau has the same situation as SCVs are working overtime to get that 1-1-1 going. So yes, early siege tank in the scenario. 2 gas allows you to get this early siege tank, early factory at the cost of having less of that space to work with, as well as not that extra influx of money. In the meantime, Aguiluz still building on more Marines being funneled out. And the thing about is usually when you have these 4 Marines, you get that bunker good to go as well. Still, Aguiluz a little consistent with his money use. He's always so low, building as many things as possible. Starport right here, right now. Going for his own 1-1-1. It's a 2-1-1 actually. Going for that 2 base. So it's all about economy here for Aguiluz. But GaryLau, if he doesn't go for the attack, this isn't really gonna pan out. Now the thing to note is that is a beautiful Reaper Scout, honestly. And I feel like GaryLau has played a little too much campaign right now. 2 missile turrets in 2 distinct spots, making sure that nothing is coming his way before he even gets a scout on to begin with. In the meantime, this is going to be the blue Terran sending things in. He got that early siege tank with the 2 gas, 3 Marines as well. And you could say this 1 drop is a small little investment that can either pan out but also put you in a hole in some scenarios. Anyway though, seems like the cafe gonna be witness to this. Marines still in position. It's not time for the firing squad. The medevac might fall here and now. Beautiful positioning from Aguiluz. He had lots of this bio good to go. And but 2-1-1 setup, this has to be bio coming our way from the red Terran. Step back now. And get researched up, allows them to move a little quicker, and a lot more potency. There's that position. In the meantime, it is gonna be a slow siege instead here from GaryLau. Gonna be looking to attack from the other side. Gonna be putting a slow and steady push into this one. Anyway though, Aguiluz on the right hand side. And in the meantime, here we go with the second command center finally for our blue Terran. The thing to note is it is gonna be GaryLau in behind right here, right now, because he hasn't really gone into that main second base scenario. But good on him, forces the lift on off already. In the meantime, Aguiluz can go for the kill, but it will cost him a lot if he goes for the stim back on, and it has to be some huge splits to begin with, because he only has this one type of unit and he needs to send all of them right here, right now. So GaryLau, able to expose, able to find a way, just put Aguiluz on his toes. He's tippy-toeing right now with his command center. It's floating on up mules as well as SCVs. Long distance mining instead. Now take a note that Aguiluz needs to really ease are these medevacs, and he's gonna get them. It seems like GaryLau was expecting this a lot earlier than Aguiluz went for. But here comes GaryLau right now in a spot of trouble. Aguiluz in the meantime sending in Marines, dropping them in around and everywhere. A few Marines just walking on into their demise. But overall, it's a better mop-up than expected. So this natural can be lifted on down. But on the flip side, GaryLau using the space given to get his own expansion up and running. Solid play here from GaryLau. He's able to find the opportunity. But interesting enough, is he really just gonna go for 2 base by this scenario? Planetary Fortress immediately onto that second base. This does mean it will be a harder siege to begin with, but Aguiluz in the meantime can look for exploits on the main and play the macro game in a way that he will be ahead. Anyway, right here, right now, siege tank set on up. Soldo. Oh, Battlecruiser, surprise, surprise, and the Widow Mines! Everything is dead. Everything is dead. The Widow Mines spawn at the right time, spawn in the right place. Get the burrow on and get the takedown. BC surprising everyone, and the Widow Mines just going for that explosive finale. Absolutely huge there from GaryLau. Solo Aguiluz needs to prepare. It seems like GaryLau is giving him a reprieve, even though the BC is exposed. He doesn't have the amount of cannon yet, so doesn't want to go for the attack. Will be double pumping out those instead. By that I mean gonna have 2 rather. Solo with mines in position, no add-on whatsoever. Can't go for the reactor if he wants to play into this type of tech to begin with. At the same time though, Fusion Core still working on that Yamato. A very interesting choice. Go for the Planet Fortress. This does mean that GaryLau respecting his opponent and everything that might be coming his way at the cost of that economy, because Aguiluz ×2 already on the same number of gases. Still though, he is ahead on that worker count. In the meantime, I really do not like these upgrades. I feel like they're completely unnecessary. You get +1 on missile turret and planetary fortress range. Doesn't do as much as you would think. Like sure, it does put a little more hamper on the battlecruiser, but one Yamato cannon does take this down. In the meantime, Neo Steel is just buying time for your structures. You can just invest on your units instead. And right now, Aguiluz is just in a heavy hole of having 10 Marines. He's not building any real units anytime soon. He has a Viking as well. But try and go for the anti-air. Right now, GaryLau in such a solid spot. Missile turret now getting the connection. Does he have the Yamato cannon yet? Seems like it's not the case. It's a very quick upgrade though, that's for sure. So +1 on those missile turrets are ready to go. And Aguiluz will be trying to defend that one. He's already queued up for the repair. Our SCVs are not doing anything. But here we go, Yamato cannon already gonna get that takedown. The SCV still a little too idle. Weren't able to react in time. Here we go with the Yamato yet again, takes care of that Viking. Time to tactical jump on away. No stun whatsoever because this is the previous patch. And these BCs able to get out of dodge and stay alive. So right now, GaryLau in such a good spot. It basically is gonna be our blue Terran going for the BC pokes as much as possible. In the meantime, more and more Vikings coming our way, medevacs up in the air. And these missile turrets being built to try and mitigate, try to make sure that BCs can't get as much of the advantage as they would like. Still though, GaryLau looking for the future. Will be deciding to double pump those armory upgrades later on with 2 of them. In the meantime, still no third base here and now for both players. Aguiluz was caught in a deep hole after those super clutch Widow Mines. And now he is playing on the defensive, making sure that the BCs can't get up in his system at any point in time. Right here, right now though, armory being built, siege tank, as well as more Vikings into the fray. The thing about the Vikings, they can go for the brawl against the BCs, but it is going to be a dicey one, especially in terms of that tankiness. Anyway though, BC is going to be pumped even more. It's all about battlecruisers here and now. And I believe, yes, the Vikings do that bonus damage against the battlecruiser, right? they can go for the dogfight as much as possible. But when there's so many BCs to begin with, it will be a tougher time. It's a little bit of a lull of the storm. It's all about building up. Sim City is the way to go here and now for our Terran players. And it seems like GaryLau gonna go for that third. He still puts up the planetary fortress though. Only using one orbital command means that he's not really gonna get many mules as you would expect. At the same time, Aguiluz is doing the same. He'll be setting up 3 missile turrets to go as well. And yes, that's bonus damage against armor that allows these Vikings to pack a punch to begin with. Anyway though, still the fight goes on. We'll just wait on for it to start to begin with. GaryLau in the meantime setting up that command center. And by this point, we'll see if the VCs can actually go for the attack. We'll speed things up though. Nothing much happening here in this map. The thing to note is Aguiluz was really relying to go for some drop play to play his own aggression. But as soon as the Widow Mines were able to shut that down, that really was just a show to begin with. Supply depots now will fall. Barracks under a spot of trouble as well. And the battle cruisers will find the opportunity to perhaps take care of Sim City before production is at a maximum. Yamato cannons connecting onto the starports will be able to get that takedown. In the meantime, Vikings up in the air, forcing the tactical jumps. The Yamato cannon trying to charge on. Takes care of the medevac already. Here we go with another one going down. The supports are dead. But it seems like the Vikings able to hold their ground and stay alive. Honestly, good pick there from GaryLau. Takes care of the starport, slows down the production of Vikings to begin with. Meantime, though, BC is gonna need some repairs, and I would love to see GaryLau actually decide to go for his own Vikings, or maybe have some anti-air alongside his BC patrol. And dogfight like that, you wanna get your capital ships in a good spot against interceptors, and Vikings versus BCs is no exception. You want to have your own interceptors, you want to have your own small units fighting against their small units. Make sure they don't pack a punch against your big units. That's pretty much the basics of every science fiction novel. So what is up with everyone? I really don't know. Am I the one who's dumb? Why does everyone get this upgrade? +1 on the range. Makes more sense here for GaryLau though. He does have 2 planetary fortresses. I think he will go for a third later on. But beyond that, I feel like there's so many different options, different things that our Terran players can go on. Battlecruisers are now being built yet again. Here we go with more and more into the fray with the mines after such a hot start. I've been left in the dust. This is what they do. GaryLau sets up 4 with the mines, siege tank, and that is the show. So anyway, we are at a point where nothing is happening yet again. Aguiluz, and we're looking to produce some more Vikings. Make sure that he is on a high point in terms of that unit. 17 Vikings already, looking pretty scary. More starports along the way. In the meantime, nothing really moving. You can see that even in ×2, if nothing's moving, this is going to turn into, as we say, the 200-200 game. 1 fight, and that's the show. Anyway, 4 bases here and now for Aguiluz. GaryLau in the meantime, still making it with 5. I just want to take this point in time to talk about, lower tiers of play, where there is this downtime moments, and it really just boils down to that last clash. So for lower tier players, what can you actually do besides playing better, in a sense, playing more proactive, making openings? The next best thing a 200 player can do is to wait on, make sure all your upgrades are correct, make sure all your upgrades are ready to go. But right now, we are going to see the battlecruisers walk in. Tactical jump to get into the main base. Very questionable approach there from GaryLau. This means that his BCs just ran on in. Will get taken down by these Vikings. Tactical jump to get on out. Main base right now under the rest as well. And GaryLau losing BCs for free. What went wrong there? It might have been the Blue Terran falling asleep after nothing was going on for pretty much that whole game. Right clicks on, makes a mistake, panics, tactical jumps a few of them into the front line, into that main base. And now it's time for the Vikings as well as the Liberator to get the spot on, get the damage done. Rockets will connect already, take down that BC. The second one getting given the stink eye by the Raven. But overall, finally more BCs fall on down. But GaryLau is committed, man. This guy will only build BCs. That is the show here for our Blue Terran. In the meantime, Aguiluz will be bringing back the Vikings. And I think it's time to talk to our point again. So 200-200. There you go. Basically, Aguiluz is doing things right. He's getting the +3s. GaryLau is doing the same, sure. But he has the proper unit. He is staying on. He's building more Vikings. He's able to basically mitigate the BCs to begin with. Tactical jump already. Apparently, there is going to be a point of action. And this is going to be a one-way trip here for GaryLau's BCs. Here go with anti-armor connecting onto 5. Vikings right now. Extra DPS ongoing. Yamato cannons being charged up. But against these small units, it's not going to be as effective as it should. Sure, we're going to take down on a few of them. But the Vikings are here to die. They're here to fight. Are here to brawl as much as possible. And GaryLau throwing all caution as well as these units into the wind. Few Vikings are looking to play the kite game instead against these two BCs. Siege tanks can't do anything. Good micro here and now from Aguiluz to make sure that the last half of his units stay alive after the standstill warfare. And right here, right now, we are going to get a little action into the middle line as well. But still the BC trying to survive, trying to fight for his life. Finally going to fall on down. Another one here, cleaning up missile turrets littered around the map. Ship weaponry for GaryLau +3 allowed him to get advantage. Aguiluz still lagging behind, but it's not time for the hit squad yet again. You can see the rocks connecting, taking care of that battle cruiser. But GaryLau does not want to give up. Still more BCs coming our way. Got BCs, got more BCs. I think it's a 2-for-1 trade for fire. Have you ever been at the discount store and you see something you've always wanted, be not just half price, buy one take one, and this is pretty much what GaryLau is suffering under. He saw the battle cruisers on sale, quote unquote. Not really on sale, but it just basically is what he wants to build. And he does not want to give up. It's like when your favorite food, your favorite snack, pretend, like if you love Skittles and you see a candy store selling Skittles for, you can buy 2 and then get 2 for free. And then at the next day, you're like, okay, the promo is gone, but I'll still buy 4. Because you know that they have the stock, you know that they have everything, you know that they keep going. And yeah, GaryLau is that kid who found a candy store having basically everything he wants with unlimited stock. And he doesn't care how much money he's gonna spend, he's just gonna build that. And eventually, a new candy store opens. It's just some artisan stuff where they make their own chocolate and stuff, and people love it. And the other candy store still has the manufactured candy, but GaryLau doesn't want to give up. He's still going for it. He's the only one who goes for it now. And everyone else has the artisanal, make your own chocolate thing. Maybe Aguiluz has made some candy apples with those mini mines, some burnt cocoa with the siege tanks, and you are gonna have those spaceships absolutely 0G chocolate whipped to perfection. And right now Aguiluz has decided, you know, I haven't had enough variety. I ain't gonna build things anymore. GaryLau in the meantime still going for as many BCs as possible. And he's gonna work tactical jump already on top of those siege tanks. Good positioning already from the Raven as well as the Vikings. And these are gonna be packing a punch already. Siege tanks still affected by the anti-armor, but everything still will go down. Vikings in the meantime flying up on top. SCV's going for the repair. Overall, Aguiluz knows this time is up. His time is now. He's marching closer and closer against his opponents. GaryLau in the meantime still creating as many DCs as he can. It might be time to go for a trip to the dentist with GaryLau. Reaper out in front, finally you see a different unit, but I think that's the one from at the start of the game. It's desperate to try and get damage done. Aguiluz, for some reason, lifts them down. Just take care of that Reaper. Tactical warp right now onto the natural, but there's nothing really there. Sure, it will get some free hits onto a few buildings, but here we go with missile turrets. Backing a punch yet again. Viking right here, right now from Aguiluz. Another hit squad. It's a dogfight yet again. And the BCs will go down. And this has to be a systematic push from Aguiluz. Slowly but surely, march to that main base, take care of the star reports, and win the game. Because GaryLau is spending all his money preparing his planetary fortress, but he doesn't really have anything to attack these siege tanks. He said this is one BC, Yamato cannon, gonna take that one down, tactical jump. We go for the attack, maybe. Where'd it go? I don't even know, but whatever, it doesn't even matter because it has basically erased itself from this game after that one. Planetary fortress again, taking all the minerals as much as possible. Still BCs are queued up. And yeah, Aguiluz is just taking his sweet time, allowing this to happen. Going for the shots. Battlecruiser right now on the natural base. Doesn't really matter though, there's nothing there. A lot of missile turrets in places the Panther here for Aguiluz. And he's still going. More production though. Aguiluz, interesting enough, doesn't have the +1 that GaryLau has when he has the siege tanks to begin with. With the mines in the meantime, crawling around, not burrows, he can't go for any damage whatsoever. Siege tanks right now, blows those up, and the planetary forges will fall. Overall, this game is a big mess. As soon as GaryLau got stuck with BC, and Aguiluz responded with Vikings, and nothing else, that was the show. The whole game is you're playing rock, paper, scissors, and your opponent is only playing paper. So you're only playing scissors, and you're waiting for him to go into something but paper. But you have seen that he only goes paper. So you only go scissors. Like, it's the right thing to do by this point in time. Siege tanks though, always an X factor. Here go with the tackling jump onto the main base. It doesn't really matter as much for the mine right now. Gonna get the connection. Still, it's just not effective. Siege tanks now hampering onto this third base. They'll be able to get the takedown there onto the planetary fortress again. In the meantime, still back cruisers going for the hits. A squad of Vikings actually sent in. Yes, this mess. Chocolates and candies. Mass-produced chocolate versus artisanal candy. That's pretty much what this game is all about, guys. I remember back in the day when I was a kid, I used to have these jet planes. They were pretty cool. They were made out of paper. Like, it wasn't a paper airplane. It was like a paper mache thing. It came from a magazine. It was kind of like a rip-off of Transformers, if I remember correctly. But it was pretty cool. It was pretty tough paper. And I think they were tougher than those BCs. I think they were tougher than those BCs to begin with. Right now, Aguiluz is just going closer and closer. Interesting enough, GaryLau decides to build Banshee with Cloak, of all things. But the thing about Aguiluz is he does have some orbital commands to get the scans on, and missile turrets are detectors. And this has to just be the mop-up we're in now. Let's see. Let's just watch this in a quick motion. It really has turned into a game where it's the same thing over and over again. Is the next episode of Dragon Ball Z on paper, over and over again. Battlecruisers now on the left-hand side. Good position here for GaryLau though, who finally realizes a way to take care of the orbital command from afar. But it's still not enough because the Vikings are there, blowing everything up to Kingdom Come. Siege tanks gonna be in position as well. Doesn't want to send the Vikings over because the planetary fortress, of course, will clean things up. Still though, here we go. GaryLau finally going for tech switch from Banshees and the Raven. We'll get that move speed as well. Very questionable decisions here from GaryLau. He went for the quick siege tank opening, go for the drop. But beyond that, that cruiser was a dead end for our guy. Have you ever lived in a dead end? Does your house end in a dead end? And how does it feel to know that you are at the end of something? I have a aunt who lives at the end of a village, and it's like a maze to get there. And then you realize there could have been a faster way to get here if some of these buildings aren't there in the first place. Man's right now taking care of the siege tank. Aguiluz still hampering on. One scan, man. One scan is all you need. One scan is all you need for you to take care of these Banshees. It seems like the Banshees do have a death sentence though. They want to die really quickly. It seems like the Vikings will decide to back on out. And right here, right now, the BCs are gonna get caught. Yeah, that's why at this point, let's just fast forward all of this. Missile turret's gonna clean things up. Vikings gonna be there as well. I can cast in times 2 as well. In the meantime, time to go for the transition. GaryLau still building the same old thing over and over again. Aguiluz gonna get stuck with the siege tanks as well. Has realized it's very efficient in the first place. Make sure that he can get the takedown from afar. Protect those siege tanks to begin with. And right now, here we go with the army yet again brought along for a ride. In the meantime, Battlecruisers giving chase. See supply depot. Oh, the supply depot is looking juicy, guys. The supply depot is something we have to kill. No, we died for it. We just died for it. And we didn't get anything. It seems, I guess the Red Terran has a tastier food, maybe, that GaryLau really wanted to go for in the first place. Missile turret for some reason. Aguiluz building a base on top of the opponent's base. Vikings right now can't get close, of course, with the missile turret. But this time it's the siege tanks backing a punch yet again. Now we do have the detector. Finally, GG is called. And what a game. Ugh. So the real story there is, like, the only real part of that game really mattered was that defense from Aguiluz. The siege tank was there, and he got the medivacs on. He did need to send in some Marines to tank the fire of the tank, but those drops were actually on point, honestly. Very, very solid play with that. GaryLau, in the meantime, after an interesting opening, devolved into what I like to call from today the 200-200 player. And even worse, it's the high tier tech 200-200 player. So basically, it's a player who goes full BC or full carrier or for Zerg. I don't even know what full Zerg is. It's full Ultra or full Broodlord. But yeah, you don't need that. You don't need all of that. You don't need to keep building BC. Aguiluz had the right answer. Literally, the paper answer there. It's when you get a question that is like 1 plus 1 equals 2. And then the question is, what is 1 plus 1? You already have the answer there on paper. There you go. Well done to Aguiluz, even though that game was pretty wash, that's for sure. Hopefully, we can get a better one next time from the guy. He did show he had better decision making by the tail end. And yeah, that was a good one there. I feel like I hate with the mines now because they made this game longer than it should have. If Aguiluz got that drop goal to go, stim back on, take care of the BC and the siege tank, and we would have been done a lot earlier. Like I thought this game would have gone longer. I thought this game would get better as it got longer, but then yeah, Candy Star. Candy freaking Star.